Right, cool, yeah. Let's quickly do a quick Q&A, okay, yeah?
Would you rather date a Muslim girl or a man?
Come on, I have dated Muslim girls.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I have dated, like, oh wow, they're exposing Tommy. Wow, look at this. The racists are posting this video to say like Tommy has dated Muslim girls. Well, this is the racist, this is the bigots, this is the far right thinking that this is bad, right? But for us, this just shows that he's not a bigot. He's he has dated Muslim girls. So they're like, look, the question is designed. Like, actually, look at this. The question, look at the question.
Right, cool, yeah. Let's quickly do a quick Q&A, okay, yeah?
Would you rather date a Muslim girl?
Would you rather date a Muslim girl or a man, right? Because look, the question, they're asking him as if like, oh my God, I would never date a Muslim girl. So like the question is supposed to be challenging. And Tommy is like, this question is not a challenge for me. I have dated Muslim girls. Okay. Oh my God. And they're posting this to expose him. Okay, wow, okay.
Come on, I have dated Muslim girls.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
People say even about immigration, people think I'm against immigration. I'd open the British Embassy tomorrow in Saudi Arabia and I'd let every woman leave. Let them all come over and leave every Muslim man scratching his head going, what's going on?
Yes. So he's not against Saudis, he's not against like Muslims in general. He knows that Muslim women coming from Saudi, they're not going to be a threat. That's what he's saying. That's what he thinks. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't agree with him on that because, I mean, technically, if you allow all Muslim women from Saudi Arabia, I mean, I think he's joking a little bit here because that would be a bad. Obviously, that would be a bad idea. That would be mass migration, right? But in Tommy's, and also they will come and they will have a lot of children, and you know their ideas are different, and you know not every Muslim woman in Saudi Arabia needs protection from Muslim men in Saudi Arabia. I'm not denying that a lot of them do, but it's not like we don't need to protect all Saudi women from Saudi Arabia. But besides like getting into the details of why that would not be a good idea, Tommy's mindset is like, yeah, I'm not against migration. Like what Muslim woman from Saudi Arabia, let them come in. It's the men that he's concerned about, right? So he's like, I'm not against migration. In fact, I would be delighted to see that all of the women come here, and they would be like, what the hell? We just lost all our women. Where did they go? But again, I'm not endorsing this policy that Tommy is saying, but again, it shows that Tommy is not a racist. He's not a bigot. He's just concerned about his country. So listen to this part again. It's pretty funny. I love it. And they're trying to, again, when the far right is trying to expose Tommy, that means the people who are not far right, they could use that to show that, okay, so Tommy is not far right. This is the difference between Tommy and the far right. So listen to this part again. It's kind of funny.
People say even about immigration, people think I'm against immigration. I'd open the British Embassy tomorrow in Saudi Arabia and I'd let every woman leave. Let them all come over and leave every Muslim man scratching his head going, what's going on?
Okay, so some people are like, so Tommy Robinson wanted to bring fertility to Muslim girls. I mean, I don't know what you're saying, but again, I don't think he's like I think he's just doing tongue in cheek here. He's not saying, I think he's joking a little bit here. But again, I'm not questioning, I'm not evaluating whether that would be a good policy. I'm just showing the mindset that Tommy has. It's not like anti-immigration, okay? He's just anti-mass migration, unfiltered anti-mass migration and anti-illegal immigration. That's what he's against, right? So let's go to the next video. My God, this is so funny because they're so triggered when they're posting it. And a lot of people are like, oh my God, expose Tommy. He's actually not racist like we want him to be. So what is this video? This one is video number 4. Let me see the caption for this one. Oh, okay. So this is just Tommy himself. So let's watch this.
Let me just do a quick video addressing the journalists. The Daily Mail, as I eat my lamb. Beautiful. The Daily Mail, who sent journalists to a hotel where I was with my children, photographed my family and gave away their location. So yesterday, 3 of their addresses I've got pictures of all of them, okay? And I've contacted them. You need to contact me, editor, because if not, I am going to come, yeah? I don't want to. I've made this clear. I don't think that's right. I don't think it's morally right, and what you've done is totally wrong. You have destroyed a family holiday when I was with my children. So let's get the record straight. I didn't flee the country because of riots. I've left the country before any riots. I held 100,000 people strong, peaceful protests. Riots kicked off in Liverpool that were nothing to do with me. Every one of my videos that I've done so far have clearly called for peace and calm. You're just...
He's not lying, by the way. Like, I've seen his videos. Like, he's obsessed. He's so obsessed with telling people to make sure they keep peace and calm and follow the law, and to not, you know, not to give in to the urges to, like, if somebody does something, to respond violently, even if someone else is being violent. Like, he can't, like, before the protest started, I didn't see a single video of him that he wasn't reminding people of that, to keep the peace, follow the order, do not do anything violent. And he was even obsessed with telling people not to drink. He was telling people not to drink because he was worried that if you're drinking, you might do something stupid. And every one of the protests before them, he after it, he came and he thanked the police. He kept on thanking the police and the officials for maintaining the safety and security. And it's so weird that this man is now being accused, the person that was so obsessed with maintaining peace and, like, not committing violence, he was being accused of being responsible for the violence. Like, what does he have to do? And he always knew that as soon as somebody somewhere does something stupid, like as soon as somebody attacks a Muslim or attacks a mosque, or I don't know, do something other stupid, some other far right or a bigot or a violent person does something, they're going to come and blame it all on him. It doesn't matter how much he tells the public that, yeah, hey guys, if you are not with me if you do this stuff. As soon as somebody does something stupid, they're going to pin it on him. But they don't do it to the other side. The other side, even if like some Muslims come and say, like, oh yeah, we're going to commit violence because the scripture says so that we could do, and even if they say that themselves, they're not going to blame it on Islam. So, I mean, the double standard is unreal.
Lying. You're trying to throw it on my lap, so the government. But what you've done with my children, you upset their holiday, you ruined their holiday, okay? Now you're all saying I fled Cyprus, okay? Yeah, you've broke up my family holiday. So I want to ask you the question. You come where my children were, and you give their location. Is it, what's good for the goose?
This is, by the way, insane. They do this on purpose. They come after his family. Like, I've seen that. It's so unfair how they do this to him. Like, they know that this guy is brave and he's like taking a lot of, and they know how sensitive he is about his family. Okay, and he's such a family man, and they found his weakness. They have found his weakness because no matter what they do to him, no matter how much they, arrest him or harass him, he still keeps coming back stronger. But they know his family is a red line for him, so now they're trying to make it difficult for his family.
So I want to ask you the question. You come where my children were.
By the way, I'm not saying that Tommy doesn't do or say nothing wrong. I'm not saying that. I will give you my criticism for Tommy. I will tell you the things that I think he does wrong, but I don't care. Everybody does things that are wrong. Like, I mean, they should be called out, but nobody's perfect. I say some things that are wrong. I do things that are wrong. And again, I should be called out. He should be called out. And I don't endorse anybody 100%. I just see their good and their bad, and I celebrate their good and also criticize their bad.
And you give their location. Is it, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Is it fair?
So they give it, on purpose, they give away the location. Basically, they dox his family. That's what the media did there.
Okay. Yeah, you've broke up my family holiday. So I want to ask you the question. You come where my children were, and you give their location. Is it, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Is it fair that I do that to you? See, I'm not a morally bankrupt wanker. You know I've got images of everyone in your family. You know I know the locations of where you are. Yeah? I'm asking you, is it fair for me to do that? If the answer's no, then stick to a rule book, lads, yeah? You know when I've done my investigation into a 5-part series of Muslim rapists, and I had 3 girls saying they're rapists, and I went to find those men. Do you know how many times we had surveillance on them there with their kids or their missus or their mum, and we didn't approach them? And do you know how much that costs when you've got a surveillance team, security team, Do you know we left it? Nope, he's with the family. Nope, kids are there. Nope. Unfortunately, yeah, because it's nothing to do with those innocent members of the family. Certainly not.
So when he's exposing some people within the Muslim community that are part of the grooming gang or doing like violent things or attacking children or using children or stuff like that, he's saying that he always was careful to make sure that their families, their Muslim families, will not pay any price for this. He says their Muslim families, has nothing to do with them. So he always, when he was doing his journalism to expose these grooming gangs, he was always careful to make sure that they are the only ones that are paying the price for it, and nothing happens to their families, their Muslim families, because he says it has nothing to do with them.
Be recorded or to leave everlasting damage in their minds when you're confronting people to ask them questions. Now you haven't thought about that with my kids, yeah, who have been upset for days now, you've ruined their whole event. Again, I'll ask you, is it fair? So to the journalists, I'm not on the run, stop lying, yeah? I'm due in court on October 28th and 29th. That's when I'm due in court at the High Court of London. Stick the date in your diary, people, yeah? That's when I go on trial for freedom of the press, for showing you the truth of how corrupt and how they lie. But to any other journalists, I will find you, yeah? So please think, is it right? If I'm sat, for example, with my mother, and you want to question me about it, is it right to come up and record her in front of my mum? And if it is right, expect me to go to your mum's. Yeah? Daily Mail editor, please, get in contact. I don't want to have to do this, yeah?
So by the way, I don't agree with Tommy if he's suggesting that because they did it, he's going to do that to them. Okay, because two wrongs doesn't make it right. So if he's suggesting that, I wouldn't agree.
Really don't. I don't think it's right. But you...
I would like him to keep to that moral standard that he has, that he doesn't go after family no matter what they do.
Have to deal with what you've done. You've doxed, endangered my children. I can show you the hundreds of threats there are now aimed at them and me as a family from your article. You could have wrote your article, you could have blurred everyone else's faces out, and you didn't have to give the location. That's what you could have done. You've purposely done it. So sit your wives down and explain to them what you've fucking done. Yeah? Explain to them that if there is a problem, it's because of your immoral behaviour. It's your work, okay? So any other journalists who are thinking about trying to confront me, you do it in front of my kids. I'm coming for you, yeah? And you...
Or maybe he's not going to do that, but he just wants to make sure that he says that so that they don't do that to him.
You've set the moral compass and the guidelines there, yeah? You've set... Do your job, lads. Go and do your job. Don't photograph my children, and don't give the location of where they are and endanger them. Because if you do, then you've set the rules of what's fair game. You have, yeah? And it's wrong. It's totally...
Yeah, but it's wrong. But even if they do something that is so vile and disgusting, it's still nothing to do with their children and their family. So I think even if they do something so vile and disgusting, we shouldn't retaliate. Like one should not retaliate in the same way, because at the end of the day, it's still their family still was not involved. It wasn't the family that did that.
Fucking wrong.
Yeah, somebody's saying he wouldn't do it. He said because he isn't morally bankrupt. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I understand that.
I would walk past my biggest enemy in the street. If he's with his kids, I'd keep walking. It's just men's rules.
Yeah, okay.
Use no, like, to your wives, let them know. To the wives who were photographed yesterday, know they've been photographed. To your daughters, I ain't sharing that online. I just wanted to give you a peace of mind to think about what you've done to my family, yeah? I'm sure you had some sit-down meetings with your kids. Because it's not nice, is it? It's not nice.
Anyways, I don't know if he... Let me actually just finish this.
Don't play stupid fucking games because you'll win stupid prizes, right? So you're on notice. Any journalist, I will find you, yeah? Just act respectfully. If you want to question me, question me. Do not give the locations or photograph or do anything in front of my family, right?
How is that not a crime in the UK? If somebody is like giving away the location of your family, shouldn't he be able to legally like challenge them?
Now have a good day, everyone, because as you can see, I'm their target, but you're their target too. I'm their target because I've just read an article now. They want to make it against the law to share footage of rioters. What they mean is Muslim rioters, because they haven't shared it. The only people who've shared it is us. Yeah? That's why they want to control X. Muslims kicking off across the whole country. I saw some stupid Muslim lawyer, the Muslim lawyer from who represented those wrong-uns who attacked the police officers, saying, where's my video calling for no violence? I'm not going to have a moral lecture from you mug, because this Muslim lawyer is photographed with every grooming gang rapist from Telford. They're all his mates. Your circle of friends are child rapists, you're wrong. Yeah? White child rapists who rape little English girls. So don't try and lecture me. Least of all, when every video I've made has appealed for calm. You're all being fooled to the Muslim community. There ain't no EDL demos, yeah? You're being whipped up purposely by a government who wish to whip you up for violence on the streets. They've got all these little Telegram chat groups of Nazis apparently now. Yeah? That's to discredit the genuine British voice who's sick to death of the immigration into our country. And people are upset, scared, upset, angry, all of it. Yeah? So our problems with the government, the establishment. People ain't marching into your areas in Walthamstow and all these different places. You're being lied to. So they're going to get you out on the streets, you're going to get angry, and then innocent English people are going to get attacked like they have done across the country, like in Birmingham last night. But don't worry, you probably won't get arrested because the police don't enforce the law against you. But they're whipping you up, okay?